Good morning everyone. Once again, your Pushpanjali ma'am is welcoming you in the science class. From last 1 month, I was teaching you in a very monotonous manner that the camera was projecting towards my notebook. But it was the request of some of my well-wishers that you should face the camera to just make an eye contact with the students. So let's start today's session. In the recapitulation section, let's revise what we had learned in the previous class. Previous class we had studied about the matter and the physical states of matter. As you all know that we all are surrounded by various materials which are termed as matter. Anything we touch, we use, they all are known as materials. The matter is defined as something which has space and something which has mass and occupies space. Matters are made up of very small thing which is known as particles, and in higher classes you will be studying that these particles are termed as atoms. See, the matters have different types of properties. One is your physical, another one is your chemical. What do you mean by physical property? Physical means the property which is related to the physical appearance, like your color, then your hardness, your softness. And what is the meaning of chemical? Chemical means the component of the matters. In this chapter we will be studying with the physical properties of the matter one by one. And before starting the session, I will be thanking my daughter to be the cameraman. And let's start today's session. See, the first one is the appearance and the feel. Now, what is the meaning of appearance and feel? Appearance means the way it look like, and the feel means when you touch it, what does you feel after touching that material. Now, I have some teaching aids with me. This is the spoon, a metallic spoon. Now you must be seeing that there is a shiny appearance of this metallic spoon. At the same time, I have a pen. This is a plastic pen. There is a shine, but a little less shiner than this metallic substance. And if you will touch the surface, you see the surface, the appearance of the surface is a bit rough. Okay, so on the basis of their appearance and feel, all the matters are divided into two groups. So first of all, appearance, it is of two categories. One is your lustrous, the another one is your dull. The meaning of lustrous is shiner or to look shine. Whereas dull means which has no shine. Clear? Feel they had under feel we have two categories. One is smooth in touch, the another one is your rough in touch. Now you see this metallic spoon. This spoon is also smooth in touching, whereas appearance wise it is very shiny. Clear? Now see some of the examples I have written here. Metallic spoon, metallic smooth, whether it is rough or smooth, it is smooth in touch. And lustrous or dull, it has lustre, means it is shining in appearance. Clear? The same way you have to find out the other three examples, whether they are smooth or rough or lustrous or dull. So on the basis of the appearance and feel, we can categorize the matter in different type of matters. Clear? One activity I am going to perform here, which is based on the hardness and softness. Now you see I have a glass of water. Clear? And there is a piece of cloth with me. You see, this is a piece of cloth with me. I am just dipping this piece of cloth into the water and squeezing it. Now what do you see? You see that the water which was soaked by the cloth, it is squeezed when I am compressing it or when I am pressing it. Clear? This means the cloth is soft in nature and hence it can be compressed. But at the same time, as I do not have any that pebbles. So I am using this coin. You see the coin. The coin again I am dipping in the water and trying to compress it. But I am not able. Why? Because appearance wise this coin is hard in structure and hard in shape. Clear? So depending upon the softness and hardness, again see the same picture I have drawn here. There is a two beakers of water. In one beaker I am dipping the cloth is dipped, and when it is squeezed it has been seen that it is compressed, whereas the stone is not compressible. So the things which can be compressed, it is known as soft material, whereas the things which cannot be compressed, it is known as hard material. Now the things are very clear to you. Depending upon the appearance and feel, the things can be categorized as lustrous or dull, or smooth or rough, and on the basis of their texture they can be considered as smooth or rough, or sometimes it is also considered as soft and hard. Now the second property is your transparency. Now this transparency term may be new to all of you. Now what is the meaning of transparency? Before starting this property, let me clear you that the matters present in the surroundings, they are of three types. First one is known as transparent, the second one is known as translucent, and the third one is known as opaque. Now what are the differences between transparent, translucent and opaque? Now see here what I have written here. In between, middle one I have written transparent. Those material through which we can see clearly are called transparent. Now see, once again I am bringing the glass. Through the glass I can see the spoon. The spoon and this bottle or the toy car, it is clearly seen through the glass. The material through which we can see anything clearly, it is known as transparent. Wind or air, water, glass, polythene, which is very fine, they all are coming under the category of transparent material. Now what is the meaning of translucent? Translucent means where the vision is not clearly, means the things will not be seen very clearly. Those material through which we cannot see clearly are called translucent material. In this category we have examples like your butter paper or oiled paper, and some glasses are also there which are translucent in nature. See, I have one paper. I don't know the type of name of this paper, but I have found it at my home. Now you can see that no, it is not visible, so we cannot use this paper, so leave it, no problem. So you must have seen all the translucent, that oiled paper and the butter paper through which we cannot see the things very clearly. It is known as translucent. Now what is the meaning of opaque? Opaque means through the material through which we cannot see at all, means the things are not at all visible. Now see this notebook. The glass is here, and in between the glass and your camera screen I am putting this notebook. Now you are not able to see the glass. Why? Because the notebook is obstructing the path of the light. Hence the notebook is known as opaque object. Whereas you see, when I remove this notebook, now in between the glass and the screen there is only space, and this space contains the air, and the air is the transparent material. That's why we are able to see the glass. Now the things are very clear to you. The materials are classified on the basis of the passing of the light, that is transparent, translucent and opaque. And the property, what is the transparency property? The property of material due to which we can see clearly is called transparency. Once again, the property of material due to which we can see clearly is called transparency. And the property through which the materials which we cannot see clearly is called translucency, and the property through which material which we cannot see at all are called opaqueness. Now write some examples. Transparent, we have air, water, glass, etc. Whereas translucent, we have oiled paper, then we have butter paper, and sometimes the thin and the tracing paper. It also works as the translucent object. Whereas opaque, we have wall, we have book, then bricks, etc. Clear? Now the things are very clear. So on the basis of transparency, the things are of three types: translucent, transparent and opaque. And this property of seeing the things clearly, it is known as transparency. The third physical property is floating and sinking. Now this term we had already learned in our previous class under the topic properties of water. If you just rewind the things that you had learned in previous class, there we had studied about the soluble and insoluble materials, and there we had again studied that the insoluble materials, either they float or sink. Now, which materials are floating in the water? The materials which are lighter in weight, they float, and the materials which are heavier in weight than water, they sink. Now see what I have written here. Floating materials lighter than water. By mistake I wrote heavier. Strike off. Lighter will be there. Materials lighter than water, they will float, whereas the materials heavier than water, they will sink. Again we will perform an activity. Now you see, where's the coin? Now see, I have a coin in my hand. When I dip the coin into the glass of water, we can see that the coin is sinking in the water. It settles down at the bottom of the glass. Okay. At the same time, when a piece of paper I am putting in the water, it floats. It does not sink. What is the reason? The reason is the paper is lighter in weight than the water, whereas the coin is heavier than water. The things which are heavier than water, it is considered a higher density, whereas the things which have lighter in weight than water, it is considered as to be floating on the top of the water. Okay, so on the basis of floating and sinking, the things can be classified. Now write the examples which can be float on the water. So floating material, we have paper, we have oil. Oil is insoluble, and you see when you put a drop of oil in the water, it will float on the top of the water. Then we have thermocol and many more are there. Sinking, you see, sand, pebbles, coin, etc. They are the C-O-I-N, coins, C-O-I-N-S, coins. Okay, they are the material which will sink in the water. Clear? Now the next property is solubility. Now solubility is again very clear to you. Insoluble means which does not dissolve in the water. Soluble means which dissolve in the water. Sugar, you must have seen sugar. When it is mixed in the water, what happens? It becomes invisible. Means we will not be able to find out where is sugar. The sugar gets mixed into the water and we get the sugar solution. Clear? At the same time, the salt. When the salt is mixed with the water, then again salt becomes invisible and we get a salty solution. The things which becomes invisible when it is added to the water, it is termed as soluble. Clear? Whereas at the same time, take sand and add it to the water. What will happen? Nothing. The sand as well as water will remain as it is. There is no change. Clear to you? Or take the oil and add it to the water. What will happen? Again, there will be no change. Means oil and water will form different layers. This type of materials which are remain visible into the solution, into the water, then it is termed as insoluble. Clear? Now let's perform an activity of solubility. Now I have a spoon of, a pinch of salt in the spoon, and I am putting it into the glass of water and stirring it. Now you will be seeing that the salt will become invisible in the water. Why? Because it gets mixed into the water. If you taste it, you will get a salty taste. This way we can see that the salt is soluble in water, but at the same time I have sand particles. Okay, I am putting it into the glass and just stir it. Now just check whether it is mixing in the water or not. You will see that clearly the sand is, or the dust particle gets settled down at the bottom of the glass. This proves that the sand or this pebble or the dust particle, it is insoluble in water. Same time you see, I have this plastic toy piece. I am putting to the water. Stir it. What happens? It is visible into the glass. Means this is insoluble in water. Now insoluble is clear to you. So depending upon the solubility, whether the things are soluble or insoluble, we can find out the category of the matters. Now one more thing, the salt is the solute. The things which we add into the water, it is known as solute, and the liquid which is used for the solute to be dissolved, it is known as solvent. What we called it? Solvent. And when solute and solvent mixed together, it forms a solution. Clear to you? The solvent is the medium in which the solute get dissolved. The solute is the substance which is dissolved in the solvent, and when solute and solvent, when they both mix together, it forms a solution. So soluble materials, we have example, sugar, salt, and then milk, etc. Insoluble, we have sand, pebbles, then plastic material, and then dust particle, etc. Done? The next one is your diffusion. Now what is the meaning of diffusion? Diffusion means the property of mixing of particles of two materials on their own is called diffusion. Once again repeating, this is the property of mixing of particles. When do the particles will mix? When there will be space. The particles will mix with each other, and then that property is known as diffusion. As we all know, under physical states of matter, we had read three states: solid, liquid and gas. Now one by one we will check that in which state of matter the diffusion is fast. Now I have an incense stick. In Hindi we called it agarbatti. Now you can see it is giving fumes. The fumes is very scented. You will not be able to smell, but I am smelling. The moment it is lighted, the smell reached each and every corner of the rooms. The mama is preparing the dishes in kitchen, and when you are sitting in your bedroom or any other places of your house, you get the notification by your smelling power that mama is cooking something very delicious and tasty. How? Due to the smell of that particular dish. The fume of this incense stick, it gets mixed into the particles of the air very fast. And that's why this method is, that's why we get the scent of this incense stick very quickly. This is called diffusion. The particles of the fumes mixes with the particles of the air very quickly. This is your diffusion. Why? Because it is also a gas, fume is also a gas, air is also a gas, and both the gases, the particles have lots of free spaces, and due to large free spaces, the particles move very fast, hence the diffusion is very fast. Now see, right here in the gases, the diffusion can be seen very fast. The gases diffuse very fast due to large space in between the particles. Now the second one is your liquids. Is that bottle? Now liquids, I have a glass of bottle. Hold it, go. I have a glass of water and I have Ujala in my hand. You must have seen at your home. Just assume it is a blue colored ink. I am putting one drop. You will see that the streaks of blue color, it is going inside the water or flowing into the water very slowly, and after sometimes you will observe that even without touching, if you just keep it aside without touching, you will see that after sometimes the whole water will become blue in color. This is the diffusion of one liquid into another. But the process is a bit slow. Why? Because we know that the liquid's particle have very little space. Hence the movement is there, but the movement is very slow. Now see here, liquids, the movement is slow. Slow movement is there. Hence slow diffusion can be seen due to little space in between them. Where? In between the particles. Now what happens in the solid case? Now you see the water is changing its color, and after sometimes the whole water will turn into blue color. Now what about the solid state? I have this dust particle, or this is spoon I have. This is a solid, okay, and this bowl. Now try to mix it. They will not mix. They will not change their identity. Even after stirring or touching or breaking each other, they will remain as it is. Why? Because we know that the solids do not have space at all. The movement of particles are not at all free, as the particles are held with a strong force of attraction. There is no bond, hence no movement is there. Hence the diffusion cannot be seen in the case of solids. So gases, there is very fast diffusion. Liquid, slow diffusion can be seen. Solids, no diffusion can be seen in this case. You can see the water has changed its color. It has completely become blue in color. Now just summarize the things that we had studied today. The physical property, appearance and feel, hard and soft, transparency, floating and sinking, solubility and diffusion. Now your homework is you have to define diffusion, transparency, opaque materials, density. Clear? And number 2, why do gases diffuse quickly? These 2 answers you have to write down in your homework copy. Okay, this much for today's class, and once again I am thanking my daughter Kuhu for shooting this lesson. Okay, we'll meet you in the next class. Okay, bye bye.